How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm here today to talk about everybody's favorite Jujutsu Kaisen femboy and their mind-numbing curse technique known as Love Rendezvous. So let's get right into it. Now, who are we talking about? We're talking about Kirara Hoshi. Now, if you're not a manga reader, you probably don't know who Kirara Hoshi is, but let me give you a little rundown. Now, to start off, I decided to make this video because when I was reading the manga, this is one of the techniques that like genuinely gave me a headache. Like the other ones, I can somewhat I can comprehend relatively, but like I can comprehend to an extent. But this one, it took me a while, and like my brain was just throbbing. It was bad. It's like this one is so unnecessarily hard to understand. So apart from that, Kirara is a third-year student at Tokyo Jujutsu High. They're currently away from school following Hikari's suspension. So they're kind of like really close buddy-buddy with Hikari. And Kirara, for all the people that don't know about the manga, helps run an underground fight club with Hikari, which is the place where the other Jujutsu sorcerers go and recruit Hikari. So there's a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers in this video, but honestly, this is more or less just a description of somebody that's going to be animated a couple months down the way. And I think it's better to have this knowledge than to just go in and break your head like I did. So let's get into this technique. Now, Kirara uses the curse technique called Love Rendezvous, which takes the Southern Cross constellation and labels things stars. So in the constellation, there's a star at the top called Gakrux. There's a star at the bottom called Akrux. There's a star to the left called Mimosa. And there's a star to the right called Imai. And along with that, there's another star in between Imai and Akrux called Ginan, which is the main thing that makes this technique so confusing, because in their fight with Megami and Panda, I'm sorry if I keep referring to them as a her, I can't find whether they, like what they go by, if it's like they go by he or her or they. If I slip up, my apologies. So in their fight with Megami and Panda, Gege is trying to describe this technique in the most just mind-numbing way possible. So as you're reading it, you're like, wait, what? And basically, with this technique, things must follow the order of 1 through 5 in the order of the stars. And if one star tries to reach another star without following the order, it will repel it. So what you see in the manga is that Kirara labels the door to where Hikari is as one of the stars, labels Megami with a star, labels themselves with a star, and labels Panda with a star. You see that Panda and Megami attempt to attack Kirara and they get repelled. Well, this is even more confusing because Megami pulls out his dog and he can't be too far away from his dog. So when his dog gets repelled, he goes with his dog. If this doesn't show how confusing this curse technique is, I don't know what will. But I'm editing this video now and I'm realizing that I got something wrong because I was just so confused as I was reading it. So Megami doesn't have a set distance on his dogs. It is actually Kirara's curse technique that she placed on the dog, which causes them to collide. So stars that are labeled the same will collide with each other, and stars that are not labeled the same without following the order will repel each other. Megami's dog got labeled with the same star as his, so it's attracted to him, and that's why they're attracted. Like Panda gets a car thrown at him, but the car is labeled with his star. So if he threw the car, he would either go to the car or the car would come back at him. So it's very, very just headache-inducing stuff. So it adds a bit more confusion because you're like, well, why is he over here now? But he didn't go and interact with that star, so how did he end up there? And that's because of the repulsion and how he is intertwined with his dog. And without going through the stars in order, you cannot reach the final star that you're aiming towards. So it's a very, very efficient barrier technique. As long as you don't know anything about the barrier technique, once you figure it out, it becomes more simple for sorcerers to understand and break through. But in this fight, after taking hit after hit, they realized that there's more than just 4 stars. There's a 5th star, which is the Ganon star. So in order to properly break through this technique, they must go through each star in order, including the 5th star. So if that makes sense, there's 5 stars. Say you want to reach your final point. You can't go from here to here. You can't go from your 5th to your 1st star that is labeled. You have to go through this star and then go to this star and then go to the next star and then go to the next star, and then you can finally reach the final star. And if you try to break that cycle, you get repelled. And overall, this is a very good barrier technique, but figured I should make this video just because of how mind-numbing this technique is. I mean, it took me, like, I was sitting there reading it and I'm just like, what? After I read it a couple times, I looked up some things to make sure I was right, and I am. It's a very headache-inducing technique that was like overly explained in the manga. I don't know how they're gonna do it in the anime if this ever gets animated down the road, but I hope this video helps you further understand exactly how Kirara uses their technique and what its point is and how to break it. And I tried to do my best to simplify this as much as possible. Just overall, just so we know, you want to reach the first star, you have to go through all the other stars. So you can't go from the fourth to the first, you can't go from the third to the first, you can't go from the fourth to the second, you can't go from the fifth to the third. You've got to go in order. So it is all about order. And yeah, that is the love rendezvous technique summed up completely. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. My Gojo video just hit 1,000 views, and that's my first ever video to hit 1,000 views. That is not a short, and I am very happy about that. So thank you all so much for, you know, watching the videos on my channel. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I don't know how this one's going to do, though, because nobody really knows about Kirara yet, unless you're a manga reader. Kirara is not a big name, but it's just a technique that really messes with your brain. So I wanted to make this video just in case anybody was wondering. So if you're new, you know, drop a sub, maybe join the Discord so you get notified when I post new videos. You know how it is. Hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, sunrise, sunset, whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a great one because you deserve it. Love you all so much. Thank you for watching this video, and check out some other ones. I'll see y'all later. Bye.